Okay. You just see the best way to put the camera. What if I should switch to the back? Switch to the back camera because it's on better quality. But considering it's up close, I think it's good enough. Alright. Better angle. Well, it's a small kitchen, unlike all those people who have these giant kitchens that they can film however they want. I'm up against the wall here. Let's see. It's about the same. Let's see. Alright. I think this is the best one I can. This angle I'll get. Clean up a little bit. Well, look at those manly hands. This is a good angle. Even my forearms look manly from this angle. That's nice. Ooh, yeah. Look at that. Those are some manly hands. Alright. So this is the sourdough. This is the basic dough mixture. Just the dough and the water. You can see it's darker. I hope you can't hear that. That's a notification on my Asian dating profile. I don't know if it's getting picked up. I hope not. So this is the dough and water mixture. As you can see, it's relatively dark. See if you can see it well. I need better lighting. Not very good lighting. Not sure I can do anything about that. Don't have a light yet, but if you can see, it's a lot darker than you usually find. That's because this is about 50% whole wheat. That's the kind of bread I like to make. Like the whole wheat, it's about 50% whole wheat. That's where you get all the flavor and the nutrition, and 50% strong white bread flour, which is where you get the structure, the good gluten structure for the bread. So you get a good mixture of gluten structure, so the bread rises and holds its shape properly, and you get enough nutrition and flavor. So this is about 50-50. So this is, I mixed it together, just water and dough, it's a dough now, water and flour, and then I let it sit for about 20 minutes. That's the autolyse. That's what you, when you if you just mix it together so there's no lumps, just very minimally, and then you let it sit for 20 minutes is the minimum, they say. Just by sitting by itself, there's no need to knead it. The water and the dough and the proteins in the dough, and the proteins in the flour, there's two proteins, glutenine and gliadine, something like that. They bond with the water and they start to create the gluten structures. So you get a really nice basic gluten structure just by letting it sit together for 20 minutes. You can give it even longer. The longer you give it, the better gluten structure you're gonna get. But 20 minutes is the minimum if you're pressed for time, which I usually am. So this has been sitting for 20 minutes. So now we can add the salt and the sourdough. The sourdough? The starter? The leaven? The starter or the leaven. It's essentially the same thing, I think. Okay, so it's in the fridge. So cat. The neighbor's cat is here, sitting on my desk where I don't want it to be. Okay, so let's get the starter. So this is the starter. I fed it this morning at 2.5 to 1. That's 2.5, 1 part fresh starter and fed active starter, and 2.5 parts water and flour. This is a white flour starter. This is just what I learned. And when I got back from work, after, let's see, I fed it 8:30 in the morning, got back at 3:30, so that's what, 7 hours. Put it outside because it's a better temperature, and it was already going down. It about tripled in size. It was already going down when I got back home, so I put it in the fridge where it will keep for the half an hour it took me to mix the flour and water and let it sit. So now we can add it. So when you do this, the best thing to do is do everything on a digital scale. Can't get too close because I don't have that much space for this small kitchen. Okay. So the amount of starter I put is about, I don't have any clean spoons. Get them from the sink. I'd like to use a clean spoon for this, but I didn't have time to wash the dishes once I got home. So I feed it at about between 25 and 30% to the water weight, the flour weight. It's usually, I think the basic is 20% from the weight of the flour. Just a second. My neighbor's cat. So this is my neighbor's cat. She started coming over when they went on vacation. I guess she needed some human contact, I guess, so she started coming over. I started giving her some food, so she kept coming over. And started letting her in the house. Now they've been back for a few weeks, but she keeps coming over. I don't give her food anymore, but I guess she just got used to the place. I mean, she's nice. She can bite or scratch a little bit, but I think she's just playing. That's what my neighbor told me. But she wants attention. She's just walking between my legs and going where I don't want her. Alright, so let's add the starter. So the basic for adding the starter is usually about 20% of the weight of the flour. I like to use 25 to 30% of the weight of the flour. So in this case it's, let me check my notes, I adjusted the amounts today. 245 grams is what I need here. Which is almost the entire jar. And my neighbor's cat is trouble again. Let me just finish with this. She's up on my kitchen counter now. Let's just make sure we measure this right. That's a little. I want it's 250. And 248. That's fine. Yeah, see, that's what I don't want. So let me get the little spray. That's the best thing to get it to go away. Guess all I have to do is grab it. Alright. I don't mind her being here. I mean, I let her in, which is meowing at my window. But yeah, when she climbs on things you don't want her to climb, it's kind of annoying. But usually just, yeah, there you go. Just lays on the floor. Alright, so now the salt. This is a, it's just a sea salt. So it's sea salt from France that came across when I was doing some bread from France, and I decided to keep using it. It's just essentially just sea salt. This is the end of my stock. Will be enough. So salt is usually, I just spread the starter around. So I have to push it, mix it with the dough later. It's easier if it's all spread on top of the dough. Alright, let's put this in the sink. Okay, now the flour, it's probably smarter to measure separately so you don't put, it's easy to put in, it's hard to take out. So let's just measure, did I say flour? I meant salt. Okay, so the salt, the usual amount you put in salt is 2%. So this, it would be 22 grams. So that's stupid weight. As soon as I take something out, it goes to 0. Okay, there we go. I think this should be just about enough. Oh, there you go. Yeah, there's more than maybe. It's good. So that's 22 grams. So I put the weight away and spread the salt. Spread it evenly. So most people, I guess, don't put the salt and the starter on top of each other, or the salt on top of the starter, because the salt hinders the the wild yeast in the starter. But from what I learned, it doesn't necessarily make the biggest difference. But I'll have to try once, putting it separately, see if it makes a difference. So now let me just wash my hands. Now we mix it. Now we mix it all together by pushing the starter into the dough until, I'll just show you, just pressing the starter and the salt into the dough evenly. Just spread it around so they sort of become a more cohesive mixture. Hey, hope you're the same guy from yesterday and the day before. If you are, maybe today you'll feel comfortable saying something in the chat, tell me your name, or anything really. mixing it together. Just pressing it in till it seems sort of cohesive. I bet that sound isn't that great to listen to. Oh man, I can imagine that being pretty gross if you're just hearing it in audio and not seeing what it is, just dough. So we're mixing it together. You can see it's a little mixed together a little bit. Man, this lighting is terrible. Gonna have to do something about that, figure out a solution next time. Yeah, so it's, you can see it's more mixed together. Just a little more and fine. Man, I really like how my forearm looks in this angle. Look at those veins, very manly. Okay, this is good enough. You can see they're more cohesive. Now, I have to, before I start kneading it, sort of fold the dough on top of itself. Just so sort of all in the middle. And now, I usually sit down in front of the TV to do this, but now I'll do this on camera. Now we knead it for about 20 minutes, or about 10 minutes, and then we're going to add a little bit more water, which is called the, what do you call it? Bassonage. It's a French term that apparently helps add stronger, more strength to the gluten when you do it like that. It's not really necessary, but I like to do that. Okay, so I usually use both hands because this is kind of tiring to do for 20 minutes. Let me just see. This is the problem with using one phone. I need to get another SIM card so I can use an old phone. I don't usually use the timer on my phone. I can't do that, I guess. I don't know if I can. No, I don't think I can do that without ending the chat, the stream. Okay, so let's see. Let me. I'll just turn the TV on. Anyway, you really have no other time measurement here other than my phone? I guess that's how dependent on our fucking phones we are now. I think I'll just turn on my TV. It has the time too. Or my computer, of course. Let's see what time it is. We can measure 10 minutes. Let's see it here. I'm so sure there's a better way to do this that I'm not thinking of. Let's see if I have something. Do I really have no other way of measuring the time? I have an old phone, but the screen is broken, so we can't use it. I have an older phone, but it's not charged. Let's see if I can have. I'm trying to get. Gonna try to get that old phone with its charger, That'll be the easiest thing to do. Let me just wash my hands. And my neighbor's cat again is doing my damn legs. She wants attention. What do you want? What? What? Not sure what she wants when she makes that noise. Let's see. Do you have any idea what she wants? Just attention. Just attention, I guess. But I'm doing something. Man, these cats. I don't even know what it means when she's purring. I guess that's good. I don't think I've ever heard her make that sound before. But she's not always here. See, I want to give her attention, but I'm in the middle of something. See if I can leave the phone while I go check my... whatever. She's not going to stay there anyway. I just put you back. Alright, give me a second. We'll see if I can find my older phone. That's what I wanted to do anyway. Buy a new SIM card. Need to look into that. And just use a second phone like you're supposed to. Okay, now let's see. Don't have the charger cable for it. Let's see. I guess we'll try to use this charger. See, this is a very old Samsung phone. My parents got me, I don't know, for my birthday years ago. I used to use, I mean, if you think that's old, I stuck to this thing for years. I mean, the iPhone, the iPhone 10 was probably already out, whatever it was, and I was still using this. I just stuck to it, just decided I didn't need a smartphone. Like an idiot, yeah. So then I switched. So then finally I switched to this one, really, which was old and very basic when I was using it. Then I bought a couple of newer ones. But yeah, I tend to do that just for no real reason. Insist on sticking with older technology because I don't want to spend money, or not sure what it is exactly. Right, let's see if this phone will work. And it's a Type C connection is a Type C, right? No? Oh, it's not a Type C. Nope. I don't know what it is. Let's see if it still has anything in the battery. See if we can turn it on. By the way, there's nothing bad. I just realized I'm just letting this sit, but again, the more you let it just sit like this, the more it's gonna form. You're gonna just have autolysis happening, and it's forming stronger gluten structures. So nothing bad is happening just by letting it sit. But yeah, this thing has no charge. let me see. Is there any way? No, I don't think I can do that. I'm still working out the kinks here. Alright, so how do you measure the time? God, I'm so sure there's a simple solution. Alright, let's take the beginning. Alright, so it's 4:43. So we're gonna start kneading until 4:53. You just wash my hands. We're gonna knead it for 10 minutes. Then add 5% more water. Then knead it for another 10 minutes. So 20 minutes overall of kneading. What I'm doing is really just, but I'm just folding it, just mixing it together just to get the dough and the salt and the starter to all mix together. Not really doing anything specific. Once see, already because I let it sit, it's more stiff. It has a much better structure. Just because I let it sit for another 5 minutes I was looking for a way to keep the time. Alright, so usually do this sitting down. I guess it's more awkward standing up. That's something in the chat. Let me see. Hey. Oh. Hey, Unity 2D3, you finally said hi. Hey man. Are you the same guy who's been watching my stream for the past 3 days? No. Oh, so you're new. Yes, I always had just one viewer. So what I'm doing now, so the way I'm kneading it, this would be 70% hydration. So it's 70% water weight to the weight of the flour. So again, if you're doing like 500 grams of flour, it would be 70% of that. I guess I can't calculate it off my head, you know. A kilo of flour is 700 grams of water. Just everything is calculated off the weight of the flour. It's all relative to the weight of the flour by itself. So what I usually do is stretch it like this. Stretch it up. This is what I learned. Up and in, and sort of while you're stretching it, you're also feeling any clumps of salt that haven't dissolved, or clumps. Sometimes they have a little clumps of flour that didn't mix right. So it's good so you can stretch it, well, sort of getting a feel if there's any kind of lumps. Then turn the bowl a little bit, get it from the other side. Find something. See if I can find something to put the phone on so you get a better angle. Let's see. Up here. That would be good. Let me just put it on something. Still need to buy a selfie stick with a tripod stand. That's one of the basic things. Another one is a microphone. It's not a problem when I'm just home alone, but when I'm out, you know, on walks and stuff, like yesterday, the day before, you can't pick up my voice, especially in the city. Hey, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that name. Hi. Man, I'm terrible at pronouncing those usernames. I always just use my own name, usually. Like Ohad is basically my name. I can never pronounce. I have no idea. Sorry, I have no idea how to pronounce your name. Why doesn't everyone just use their name for the username, or some variation on their name? Right, so yeah, I wanted to get a better angle. Just need something simple to put the phone on. Let's see. Get a pack of. This is a stevia sugar substitute. I like to use erythritol and stevia. Let's see now, still a little short. Let's try this. God, this is, I feel pathetic doing this. Just get a damn. Alright. Now you can't see the counter, but you still can't see inside the bowl and you can't see the counter. So let's, I just need to buy a damn selfie stick with proper. But now you can see the dough better. So, just stretching it, feeling for any lumps. It's already, you can see it's already very, very strong. I was thinking maybe I can up the hydration to 80%. Seems like this dough can take it. I mean, the more whole wheat, this is 50% whole wheat. The more whole wheat you use, the more water you can use, because the whole wheat really takes much more water than white flour, as far as I understand. I mean, I'm no expert at this by any means. Been doing this for like 2 years. Yeah, about 2 years when I started getting interested in this. Okay, so I already lost one viewer. I wonder why it feels that bad. It's a natural thing to pick up a viewer and then lose it. I do it all the time where I look for streams and I watch for a few minutes and then I move on. So we're stretching the dough. So it's, yeah, about 2 years I started, I didn't know anything, I just wanted to do it for a long time. Cat's sitting on the floor next to me now, just hanging around, which is nice. But she's just sitting chilling on the floor. I mean, that's the most comfortable for me. Alright, so yeah, this is why I usually do this in front of the TV, because this is kind of boring. So yeah, I started talking about, yeah, so about 2 years ago I got interested in, I was interested for a few years, but then I didn't do it for a long time. So yeah, slow, you just bake on, just on weekends whenever you have time. I guess the technique is a little different because I'm standing up. I'm used to doing this sitting down. I wonder if I don't know which one of you is still watching. I'm guessing it's you, Unity. See, now I feel bad. I hope I didn't chase the other viewer away, but not engaging her. Seeing I can't pronounce her name. It's like that with texting too, isn't it? You always, when somebody goes to you, always think, oh, is it something I said? But it's usually just, you just lost interest, that's fine. I mean, I should be happy that I got something in the chat for the first time. That's always nice. Alright. So this is usually how I do it, just sort of folding it to the right. Yeah, let me take off my glasses. I'm starting to sweat anyway, so it's just sliding down. Yeah, you can see this is also already has pretty good consistency, probably because we let it sit for so long. I was looking for a way to keep the time, so it had more time to auto-lease. If you have any questions, you can ask in the chat. If I can, I'll answer them. So yeah, now I'm just kneading. Don't think it's been 10 minutes yet. Oh, see, now I need my glasses. Hi. Oh, see, it's the same chat from before. Took off my glasses, thought it was something new. Okay, I can take them off again. Okay. So you can see, if you can, God, this lighting is terrible. You can see it always looks much smoother. We're still in the middle of it, but it's already has a smoother texture to it. Let's keep kneading. You just, you know, if you just want to do it at home, you just need to not let failure bother you. Just need to do it. I still don't get the results I want sometimes. Just need to do it, and if it doesn't come out right, you just do it again. You do it again. And you try to adjust or figure out what went wrong, and you do it again. I mean, failure does no. Failure is how you learn. You're never gonna get. It's technically, I mean, it's hard not to do that, but it's technically silly to get upset if you have some kind of failure, because it's not what you're gonna get everything right on the first or second or third try when you're doing something new. Now I'm sweating. Didn't turn on the air conditioner. It's hard though. It's hard when something goes wrong that you care about, not to get upset, even though you usually know you're not going to get it right in the first time. With sourdough, you're not going to get it right in the maybe even 50th time, especially if you're doing it just once a week, because you're doing it for a hobby. Right, let's check how time it's been. Check on the TV. Alright, yeah. It's been a little over 10 minutes, but I stopped for a little bit. So now we're going to add the leftover, another 5%. We'll add it 70% at the beginning. Now I'm going to add another 5% for the what apparently the French call bassinage, which apparently gives an even slightly even stronger structure to the gluten. So I need 45 grams of water. Oops. See, that's the problem of adding it directly to the dough. You overdid it. Not that, you know, it's 48. It's really, it doesn't matter. I'm being silly. There's little tiny differences, don't matter that much, especially since I said this thing can go up to 80% even. So now I sort of usually pause the timer until I can mix the dough and the water together. This way. Now usually when you add the water for the bassinage, the dough sort of loses its structure, which is normal. Suddenly you're adding more water. But the idea is to add water to hydrate the dough instead of the flour. Apparently that helps get a better strength, better gluten structure. Oh God, that sounds terrible, doesn't it? I wonder which one of you is still viewing. Is it you, Unity? I guess it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's glad to have you here. It's always nice to do things with someone else. So now, you can see the dough is soaked up most of the water. It's still kind of sloppy. So now we just go back to kneading. Let me see what time it is. We won't need it for another 10 minutes. And the cat is on the couch now. Let me see if I can let it out. You can watch it. So it's 5. So it's 5 o'clock. What time is it at wherever you are? Here it's 5 p.m. So we'll keep kneading now. Another 10 minutes till 5:10. I guess I can take my glasses off again. That's the problem when you're kneading dough. Your hands get super doughy. You can't really touch anything. I usually put a towel on my lap when I'm doing the sitting down, because you also get dough all over the bowl, even on the outside. So it rubs on my pants if I'm not careful. So usually just put a towel. So now, basically the same stretching technique. For another 10 minutes. Now, yeah, I guess because I'm distracted a little, I'm only pushing it to one side, only to my right. Usually, I haven't switched hands, have I? I usually switch hands. Now, the problem is that when I'm doing it with the left hand, if you can do it exactly the same way on the other side, that's fine. You get about the same effect. Of course, if you're a righty like I am, it's a little more difficult with the left hand. If you like to give both of them a workout. You can see the dough is already building its structure again, so it's, see, the whole dough is sort of dragging along at a better angle. Sort of, it's not sticking to the sides of the bowl as much, it's just picking itself along, but it's still kind of sticky now after we added the water. Just keep doing it. I guess I did it the whole time with my right hand before. Just keep doing it with my left. So I tried, I did this for a long time in a stainless steel mixing bowl. I thought, some people said it's not good for the starter. Apparently that's just a myth. But then I decided, oh, I need to get a glass one. So I got a big glass bowl to mix the dough in, and I did it a few times, and it sticks like a motherfucker. I don't know what it is about the microscopic structure of glass compared to stainless steel, but it sticks to the glass like it doesn't want to let go. Like you're left with like, it feels like 10% of the dough is left in the bowl after you take it out. So I just switched back to a stainless steel bowl. Just kneading. So basically the big influence on me with this was Proof Bread. You can find them on Instagram and YouTube. They're out in Arizona, I believe, in Mesa? Not sure, can't remember exactly where they are. But when I started being interested in sourdough, I found their YouTube channel. It's Jonathan and Amanda, Proof Bread. I started watching a video, and basically my bread is basically directly based on their bread, like the 50% whole wheat. Basically everything I do is sort of based on theirs, because I just liked their attitude. Jonathan, he put up a lot of videos talking about sourdough. Now both of my arms are tired, so I'm not sure which one to switch. Let's stay with the left. This is like a workout. Actually started adding this, because I'm still on a diet. For years now I've been writing everything I eat, what kind of activity I do during the day. So I started adding, whenever I make bread, I started adding the bread kneading processes, some sort of resistance training. Because I mean, you really get a workout on the arms at least. Let's see, I can't touch the camera because of all the dough in my hand. I don't know if you can see it clearly. You can already see it is more sticky, of course, but you can also see little bubbles forming. You can see air gets trapped. That means that you have a good gluten structure, because the air gets trapped and it just creates a bubble. It tells you that you're getting a good gluten structure. Tell me if you have any questions, something you want to know, I'll answer it. I think I'm going to switch to the right hand. Oof. Whenever I start doing it with my right, wipe some sweat. It starts to, I guess because I'm right-handed, just the technique is a little better. It's more confident, so the dough sort of feels a little better. You probably see that almost the whole dough gets picked up when I'm stretching it. That's another way to tell that the gluten structure is forming. Because we added the water, it's still a little sticky to the side. Also, I guess because I'm not used to doing this standing up, I'm not stretching it as much as I usually do. Basically, as soon as I start stretching it, it sort of detaches from the sides of the bowl by itself, mostly, which is a good sign. This is not very good ASMR, is it? Slap, 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 slap. Let me switch hands. I wonder what you're doing while you're watching this, because this can't be that good. You're watching this in the background while you're doing something? Here I'm huffing and puffing. By the way, am I speaking loud enough? Because I have a tendency to not speak loudly or clearly enough. I guess it's not that as much of a problem in a closed room as it is outside. But if you're not hearing me as clearly as good, especially since I don't have a microphone yet. You can just tell me, I'll speak louder. See, just big bubbles forming slowly on the top of the dough, which is a good sign, usually. Air trapped, but it can't escape because the gluten structure is good enough. Let me switch hands again. Guess you can wet your hands a little bit. That'll make it easier. But, it's alright. I want to be able to say something the whole time, but I'm generally not that much of a chatty person. If this sound was made for good ASMR, maybe I would have felt like I have to talk the whole time, but this is definitely not that. It's definitely nice to do this with someone, even if they're on the other side of the world. Just doing it alone. That's one of the reasons I started streaming stuff, so sort of do everything with someone not even necessarily watching, just someone along for the ride, I guess. Used to doing everything alone, I guess. Especially in the house. Let's see. I don't know if you can see the difference, but yeah. You can see it's a little more cohesive, a little more smooth. Let's see, it's about, let's see how much time has passed. And I guess a more experienced person would be able to tell just on the how smooth the dough has become, but I usually just watch the time. I know 20 minutes is enough, so yeah. It's 5:11. So yeah, that's good. That's good. I guess the look of it, I wanna give it a little bit more. Washing your hands, getting your hands wet is always makes it much more easy. Just give you a look. All right. So you can see it's much smoother than it was at the beginning. You can see, I mean, it's not ready yet. You can see that it's a lot more stretchy, but it still tears. Because, well, the gluten is stiff after kneading it for so long. So now we put it in a bowl, let it rest for 30 minutes. Let me just sorry about that. plastic bowl. Not a plastic bowl, plastic box. And usually to make sure it doesn't, just to make sure it doesn't stick, get a tiny bit of olive oil. Or any oil, I guess. I don't usually put too much. Just just rub it all over, just to make sure, just a tiny layer of oil to prevent the dough from sticking, because it's going to be in here for 4 or 5 hours now during the bulk fermentation. That's the initial stage of fermentation after you knead the dough. So just try to get it evenly. There you go. That's pretty good. And let me wet my hands again. Right, now you take it out of the bowl. Attach it and slap it in the box. Put the lid on and set the timer for 30 minutes. Or look at the time and hope you notice when 30 minutes have gone by. So now I'm not sure. Now, making a sourdough bread is usually needs more time than work. So now it's when the time starts. Now it's 3 folds. I'm going to let it rest for 30 minutes, then I'm going to fold it, sort of stretch it and fold it on itself. Start building that gluten, and then let it sit for another 30 minutes. Do it again, and another 30 minutes, and do it again. And then it's going to sit, and then we'll let it sit for another, let's see, 2.5 hours. Until we see, it depends on the temperature usually, until you see that it rises as much as you want. It's just kind of experience. You can measure how much it rises in percentage, how much, sort of how it looks in the box. But usually just from experience, you do it enough times, and sort of tell. I mean, I'm still not sure about it. I'm still not sure. Still sort of guessing. Yeah, I think it's okay, but we'll get there. So now you let it rest for 30 minutes. I'm wondering. It's nothing too exciting to do. I'm just gonna let it sit. And I can just leave it like that. It's not very interesting viewing. But yeah, I guess I'll just leave it like that. Yeah, I mean, you can come back in 30 minutes and we'll do the folds. And I wish I had something interesting to do. In the meantime, all I have to do is wash the dishes. So I guess just do that. I think it's sort of, I guess people do that. Just leave the camera on something. Alright, if this is boring, you can just come back in 30 and we'll do the first fold. I need to wash the dishes. Need to go look at the new apartment that I might move into. I think I'll film that too today, if I have the energy for that. So we'll do the first fold, and then maybe we'll go to take a look at the new apartment while this thing sits for the another 30 for the second fold. Yeah, we can do that. Forgot about the cat. Did you hear me talking to myself a minute ago? Forgot that the cat was still here. Got distracted. I think I let her stay for so long she got used to it and she won't go away now. I don't know what bothers me that she's here. I guess I'm just not used to having her. I mean, I've never had a pet. So I guess I'm just not used to it. I mean, she's my neighbor's cat. She shouldn't be here, she should be at their house. Kind of feel guilty for having her here. feel bad for doing it, but I'm glad I have a simple, non-violent way to, non-aggressive way to chase her out when she outstayed her welcome. I mean, she is my neighbor's cat, she's not mine. If you're hearing those children and adults, there's a birthday party right next door. Sticking in there. watching a dough rise that interesting? Yes, it can be. it's a good idea to wash your bowl as soon as you're done using it, because the little bits of flour, when they dry, they're a bitch to clean.
Talk about something I neglected in episode 6. There was so much to talk about in that. Feeling is, do I think this suggests that Sauron is really a good guy, or this shows that Sauron has changed his ways? No, I think that this means that he thinks that he is the be in charge. Putting things back in order the way that he of course, we see him healing the tree, but not only the tree, we see him renewing the entire growth. Right? As the fires have fallen from heaven, the fires have fallen from there, and that's been exploded and destroyed a large part of the grove by the time the officer
Wait, so another 30 minutes and then we do the second fold. god. I just looked at the stream on my computer. These people are loud. Imagine living next to this. I think I'm gonna mute the mic. I don't think you want to hear these people screaming.